Hi garden friends, welcome to the channel. I'm Era and this is Gardening on Purpose. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. I garden in Georgia, Zone 8A, where I do gardening related videos. Today I just want to show you what the yard looks like. Here we are in the first couple of days in September. The plants have taken a beating in July and August, but some of them are still holding on strong. Some of them have actually retreated. Some of them look kind of rough, but I just want to show you that it's really not always fun and games. Everything doesn't always look great all the time. In Georgia, we get some serious heat. We go with days, weeks, months without rain, especially in July and August, and it's showing, but they're still good. Let's get started. So this is my foundation, and it's looking great. I like what I'm seeing. I put a lot of work into this. It's kind of done. I just need to work on sharpening up these edges and getting rid of these weeds. But generally, the actual foundation bed is done. As you can see, I have some beautiful iropes. I have some Goshiki osmanthus. I've got some heucheras, and I've got some Goshiki osmanthus, and I've also have some compact Japanese holly in here. Further down is another type of heuchera that I have. I think this one is called electric plum. This one's electric plum. That one is lava lamp. And those are pretty new to the garden. And then I have my two ferns and my favorite perennial, which is Florida sunshine. I'm sorry, not my perennial, my favorite evergreen, shade evergreen, Florida sunshine alyssum. And I also have a few claras. These are the bronze beauties. So this is what the one side of the foundation looks like. And then usually I'll do something in the front of the yard, front of the door for the fall. And then over here we have more Goshiki, beautiful looking ajugas that I bought that are creating a wonderful carpet mulch in this part of the yard. And then more Florida sunshine alyssums with even more ajugas spilling out into the walkway. Next up, we have this, underneath this tree here, I have some evergreens. I have some autumn ferns, which you guys know I love, and some very, very rough looking heucheras. I hope they're not dead, but they're looking rough. So here's one right here. Guys, I'm making my video, and look who just strolling in my yard. I have no idea whose cat is this, but I've seen him on my, look at him. I've seen him on my security camera, and I'm standing right here, and he's just not, he's turning his back to me as if he lives here. Oh, there he goes. Okay, that's the stray cat that just walks into my yard. And anyway, so the next part I want to show you is this bed here as you're pulling up into the driveway. This one here, I have a bunch of carex, some hydrangeas, and some hostas, and of course, I never leave out my autumn fern. Again, this bed is mostly evergreen. The only thing that's going to go to sleep here is the hosta and the hydrangea. Everybody else is going to stay up. And then over here, I want to leave that for the last. Over here, I have, again, more autumn ferns. Some rough looking heucheras that I need to figure out what the story is with them. And then I'm going to pull out these. I had bought these on an impulse. These are sun patience that I shouldn't have put there, but I had nowhere else to put them. I should have actually put them in a container because I don't want any annuals in the ground. All my annuals are going to end up in pots. But this looks great here. The ferns are doing great. One thing I can say is my autumn ferns do great in my yard. The heucheras, they do stay evergreen, but they do look kind of ratty even though. Then I had worked on this bed. When you first saw this bed, it was just a little bed in the middle of these two beds. And then I was like, wait a minute, that looks kind of funny. So I said, let me connect the two beds. So I widened it out and I lengthened it out. And then when you first saw this one, you probably saw it with some impatience and some patience and also some coleus. But again, I went against my own rule, which is putting annuals in the ground instead of in the pot. So I took them all out and I got me some more Lyrope muscari, and put those in here. And then I have some hookeras I put in here. And then, if you remember, I got these nandinas, these Obsession nandinas on clearance at Lowe's. And with every bed, every shade bed, you'll notice I put autumn ferns in there because they're so reliable for me. And then I had these spot on lungworts in the backyard that were really not visible. They were up there by that ditch garden that I'm going to actually have to revamp, and I moved them and put them here. The only thing I need to do with this bed, guys, is trim some of these plants, settle the ground a little bit better, and level it out, and then put my cardboard and then my mulch. Next thing I want to show you is the mailbox garden. Okay, so for the mailbox garden, I have my favorite perennial in here. The mailbox garden gets absolute blazing sun every day, all day. So I wanted to put something here that can appreciate all that sun without wimping or without crying out for water. And what I put here and I've had these for, this is their second year here. These are my Autumn Joy sedums that are taken over by the bees. And they're looking amazing. And then those have been here for a while. These are the 3 new ones. You might have seen them in one of my clearance videos. These 3 new guys here, they're right here by the pole, and even they are beginning to turn, so they're happy. And then also on the mailbox garden, you might remember I have my Yopon holly here. I've got some roses. These are my Walmart roses, guys. These are the ones that you remember back in February. I went to Walmart, bought a bunch of roses, put them in the backyard, and some of them ended up here too. I have gotten so many beautiful roses from them. They don't look like much now because we are in September, and I have cut them back 3 times already. I'm going to cut them one more time between now and November for them to give me one more flush of roses. Also in this bed, we have some dwarf Buford holly. These were also in a clearance video, and I put 3 of them in here. And then the only thing that's not looking great here are these Arizona sun blanket flowers. They were just put in here, and I might have forgotten to water them for a couple of days, and that's what they look like. But these guys are tough. They will not only reseed, they will come back even though they don't look like much. But I'm happy with what the mailbox is looking like. I don't expect this thing to be, I don't want to put any annuals in the ground, so I don't expect this thing to look like, the most beautiful thing right now in September. But this is okay for what my goal is. Sorry for the noise, guys. As you know, the mailbox is usually right by the road, and even though I'm not living on a busy street, it seems as though when I decide to make a video, that's when everybody wants to drive down the road. Anyway, let's see what's up with the shade area. So if you've been following me for a while, you know I love shade plants. Pretty much I would say half of my yard is either part shade to shade, and it's not a problem at all because there's just enough plants where you can create a really nice shade garden here in this zone 8A in Georgia. And as you can see some browning happening, and that's a combination of leaves falling from my oak tree. And then also from my hostas that are, after they've flowered and they've gone through the stress of this heat, are turning brown. Some of them are not. Some of them are looking really great, like that Royal Standard right there. But look at my carex grass. Look at my autumn fern. Look at my lungwort. Look at my carex. Now, this is a hookerella. And this is one of the proven winners. I think this is Wildberry. This one needs a little bit more water. But as you can see, the evergreen things, and this is one of the reasons why you hear me talk about evergreens all the time, because when these guys go to sleep, these guys will still be around. This guy will still be around. That beautiful carex right there will still be around. And here's another one here. Some of them are looking rough. I'm not going to lie about it. This hosta is giving me new growth, but it's also brown because of the sun. And then you come a little further up, you see this rough looking rainforest sunrise hosta here. But then around that, we have pink fizz heuchera, and then we have some other types of heucheras here. Further up, my ajugas, yes, they're looking rough. As you can see, they're not as perky looking as the ones on the on the foundation, but they're doing quite fine. And then further down, I'm walking on my ajuga right now, which I don't like to do really, but again, more evergreens and more hostas, and I have two of remaining bloomstruck hydrangeas that I have no space, but I'm gonna have to find some space to put them. Again, I have some wintergreen boxwoods that can take some shade, and they're doing great here. I have another one here, and then I have some rough looking heucheras that need a little bit more help. But again, I'm not gonna go crazy trying to figure out why some of these plants look like that. I'm in Georgia, I'm in 8A, we got a beating, guys. This heat is no joke, and I know every year we say, oh my God, it's the worst, and I feel like this one has been really bad. Then further up, away from the complete shade, or not complete shade, but mostly shade, is in part shade to part sun. And then here we have my little beds that you're accustomed to seeing. You see all my encore azaleas here. I've got an abelia that needs to go in the ground. Another set of beds with a boxwood surrounded by encore azaleas, and same thing here, boxwood surrounded by encore azaleas and some coneflowers that I have gotten at Home Depot. Here's another bed here that again I'm working on to create mostly evergreens, and as you can see, boxwoods, you can see Chamaecyparis in here, you can see a bunch of stuff here. You can see this guy here, which is a lower pedalum, a juniper, baby gem boxwood, Chamaecyparis. So I'm really happy with what it looks like. And then between me and my neighbor, I have my Florida Elysium that I bought as a 2-gallon. And this guys, they're coming up. I can't wait for them to get to the point where they reach that fence. And that should be by next year, because this is only their 3rd year in the ground and they're looking great. So that's the side yard, guys. And I know there's a lot of browning, but that's okay. It's September. We're supposed to start seeing browning. The trees are losing their leaves, not because it's time to lose their leaves, but it's because it's been so hot. They are stressed, and when plants are stressed, the first thing they do is de-leaf to protect themselves. So don't worry if that's happening. Let's see the backyard. So if you know my backyard, you know on the west side of my backyard is mostly shade, and then the main backyard is all the way sun, burning sun. And I had created a hosta bed early in the year. I didn't expect it to look the greatest. I didn't expect the plants to grow that big, and that's simply because it's hostas. They'll come back with me really nice next season. And then here I had moved a bunch of stuff. I had moved 3 of the lungworts from here because I found out that they were getting a little bit too much sun, so I need to find some plants to put here. And then I have the rest of the garden, guys. It's looking rough. Some things are looking great. Like you can see, if you point, you can see the Florida Elysium is not bothered. Look at that. That is growing bigger and bigger every day. And then if I come in closer, you'll see that my American Beauty Berry is looking great. It's beginning to, this is the one from Proven Winners, and this is the one that has these beautiful purple berries in the fall. So that is not worried about the sun at all. Same thing with the double knockout roses. They are doing absolutely amazing. They're just churning out blooms. And if I back up, you'll see one right here, one right there, another one right there. And then if I come a little closer, again, the star of the show, once we get to September, October, November, December, this is Autumn Joy sedum, and this one needs to be cut back. This is the Blazing Star. Look at my Gora, guys. Look at my Gora. Look at my Bluebeard. Look at my, this is another type of salvia. Now, this one is, I have Autumn Joy sedum, I have Autumn Fire. Autumn Fire does flop for me, and Autumn Fire takes longer to actually get me the color, but it will be red. And then I had cut back some perennials, and they're beginning to give me a last set of blooms. These are daisies that I had cut all the way back, and look, guys, more blooms. Same thing I did with the, this one is the Bee Balm. It hasn't flowered yet, but I have cut it back. So the yard is looking, it's looking okay. It's looking rough. And I haven't come out here like I used to because, guys, it's so hot. And there are times when I feel like I want to pass out. Look at this beautiful Nandina here. This one's getting a little bit more sun than the one on the foundation. But look at that amazing evergreen. I can't wait to do videos, tour videos for you when the temperature cools, when a lot of these things have gone to sleep and we're in October and November. That's when you're really going to see the bones of this garden, because you're going to see the guys who are really holding it up. Over here on this bed, this is again looking rough, but again, I'm not worried about it. Everything is not always going to be peaches and cream. Things are going to look harsh. They're going to look rough. And I definitely want to show you that so you don't get the impression that this garden looks like peaches and cream all the way from March to December. Let me know how your garden is doing, guys. Let me know how the sun has been treating you. Have you been getting rain? Have the plants, are you ready for fall like me? Like, I am so over the summer. And I know even though we're in September, we're not fall yet. Fall is not until September 20, 21, 22. So we're going to be getting some more heat in September, and we're going to be getting some more rain, which I can truly appreciate. But right now, I am ready for fall. Let me know what you think, guys. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Remember to hit that notification bell so when I put out my new videos, you'll be one of the first people to know. Have a great day. Bye-bye.